When Joey Miller, new Braunfels-based investment advisor, decided to leave his secure mill job and move his family to Florida, it wasn't because he disliked his work, but because he saw something others didn't. While many around him believed the industry would remain stable, Miller sensed that change was coming, and he didn't want to wait until it was too late. Starting an investing education company from scratch wasn't the easy choice. It meant giving up security for uncertainty, moving his family across the country, and betting on a future he could only partly see. He relied on resilience, evenings and weekends of hard work, and faith in a long-term vision to get through the early challenges. A few years later, when the mill shut down and hundreds of employees lost their jobs, his decision made even more sense. By then, Miller had already developed a thriving business, and those same instincts that pushed him to take an early risk would continue guiding his work in the investment industry for decades to come. Leaving security behind to create something stronger as his new career grew, Miller refused to rely on assumptions or second-hand information. Over the next 2 decades, he worked in nearly every part of the investment industry, serving as a fund manager, an options trader, a due diligence officer, a keynote speaker, and a published author. He also became a general partner on more than 50 real estate assets, gaining first-hand knowledge of how markets shift over time, and how investors must move with them. Miller traveled to more than 40 states, meeting with clients face-to-face and walking investment properties himself. Along the way, he earned Series 22, 63, and 65 securities licenses, bringing both regulatory compliance and personal diligence into his work. His fiscally conservative views continue to guide his strategies, with a strong emphasis on careful financial management and protecting against risk. Through economic cycles like the 2008 recession, COVID-19 disruptions, and the rate hikes of 2022, he saw how markets turn, and how important it is to diversify beyond any one asset class. His strategies often balance income-generating investments, growth equities, real estate, and commodities, built on the idea that no one sector stays predictable forever. Establishing trust through intentional conversation and education, Miller approaches investing with the belief that trust is not formed by market performance alone, but by consistent, open communication. Rather than wait for problems to arise, he reaches out first, through webinars, personal meetings, and ongoing client updates, especially when markets turn volatile. Instead of promising outcomes he cannot control, he stresses preparation, diversification, and long-term focus. Clients come to rely on regular updates and clear plans, not last-minute reassurances. Education also plays a constant role in Miller's work. Beyond mandatory compliance training, Miller studies new structures, investment vehicles, and economic shifts, meeting regularly with industry professionals to refine his approach. He sees learning not as a task to complete, but as a continuous part of serving people better. Miller regularly organizes group education events, bringing in experts to present new opportunities and strategies so clients can better understand the resources at their disposal. Navigating change without losing direction for Joey Miller, new Braunfels investment professional, policy changes and market fluctuations are to be expected. He doesn't see them as surprises, but as natural parts of the investing industry. To help clients stay prepared, he builds portfolios that balance real estate, equities, commodities, and tax-advantaged investments, designed to adapt as conditions change. He often uses the phrase, "My crystal ball broke a long time ago," a reminder that while no one can predict every market move, preparation, patience, and diversification remain the best defenses against uncertainty. He encourages decisive action when opportunities arise, believing that making a decision and adjusting later is far more effective than getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Leadership inspired by mentorship, sharing lessons and successes. Leadership, for Miller, grew out of lessons learned from mentors who stressed discipline, patience, and humility. Early in his career, he studied thinkers like Warren Buffett and Benjamin Graham, adopting a system-based model rather than chasing emotions. Later, when he worked in real estate, his leaders taught him to look beyond immediate returns and invest in growing regions with strong fundamentals. Inside his firm, Miller works to create stability, not fear. Employees are encouraged to master their roles until they surpass his own knowledge, and mistakes are treated as opportunities to learn, not reasons for criticism. Collaboration, steady improvement, and resilience help the team grow over time. To Miller, real expertise comes from experience, and great leaders are not only willing to share their successes, but also their failures. He sees mentorship as a two-way street where both mentor and mentee have the chance to share valuable lessons at every stage of their journeys. Creating a culture where consistency, patience, forgiveness, and calm problem-solving are core expectations is the goal. Miller often reminds his team that investing, like life, is a marathon, not a sprint, and that setbacks are simply opportunities to recalibrate and move forward stronger. For Joey Miller, New Braunfels isn't just home. It's also where he invests in the next generation. Outside of work, he coaches children in his own neighborhood, often challenging them to read The Richest Man in Babylon, a financial classic. He offers them $40 if they can read the book within a month and write a one-page report on it. While only a small percentage accept the challenge, those who do earn not just the reward but continued guidance from Miller. With adults, he recommends Atlas Shrugged, which emphasizes the importance of personal accountability, ethical leadership, and perseverance through adversity. To Miller, mentorship is not a one-time conversation but an ongoing relationship formed on patience, humility, and a shared commitment to learning. He sees every interaction, whether with young students, employees, or peers, as a chance to help someone navigate setbacks, recognize opportunities, and ultimately create a disciplined life. Just as he invests time into coaching others, Miller is equally devoted to his own family. Even with a busy schedule, he always makes time for his wife, Kristen, and their 4 children at their home in New Braunfels, Texas. When time allows, he also enjoys pursuing his hobbies, including fishing trips to Alaska and competing in reining, a fast-paced equestrian sport. Chasing innovation without abandoning stability. While Miller welcomes new technology and strategies, he does so with caution. In his view, new tools should strengthen client outcomes, not create unnecessary risk or complexity. This careful mindset is reflected in how he handles Roth conversions during real estate investments. By strategically moving assets from traditional IRAs to Roth IRAs when valuations are lower, he helps clients lower future tax burdens and maximize tax-free growth. He applies the same thoughtful filter when reviewing new client databases, electronic paperwork systems, and research platforms, adopting only those technologies that make the process more reliable and efficient. For Joey Miller, New Braunfels serves as his home base, connecting him to clients across the country. Even as his business expands, he remains committed to using tools that prioritize long-term stability over chasing the newest trends in the industry. When it comes to creativity in his line of work, Miller focuses on using models that fit each client's needs instead of relying on cookie-cutter methods. He believes 90% of success comes from practical systems, with only 10% depending on creative ideas that have already proven their value. By keeping all options open, he helps clients make decisions with as much information as possible. Preparing clients for a future in motion. Joey Miller, New Braunfels-based investment advisor, sees a future shaped by rapid technological change, rising energy demands, and shifting markets around the world. He believes the importance of human advisors will only grow as AI advances and industries evolve. To help clients keep up with these developments, he is writing a book that breaks down complex investment terms like cap rates, leverage, and risk-adjusted returns into clear, accessible language. The purpose is to help people understand all of the tools available to them so that they can make smarter, more confident financial decisions. As the industry moves further toward automation, Miller remains mindful of the risks. He believes that changes like disappearing commissions and the rise of robo-advisors, computer programs that manage money automatically, will make human connection more important, not less. Even as the world shifts around him, Miller stays grounded in the same values that inspired his first leap of faith into the field: preparation, resilience, and trust.